Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Kerry Schmidt. Here we're going live, Periscope and Facebook right now. Hanging out in my truck right now, just outside the 401 near Mavis Road. And my question today is, what's your biggest beef? Is it the speeders, the slowpokes, the cell phoners, the people that are weaving through traffic, the people that aren't signaling, don't have their daytime running lights, or only have their daytime running lights on, shoulder runners, people who don't signal? There you go. Thank you very much. Hey, Joseph, how you doing? Distracted driving, cell phone use, slowpokes, absolutely. I think we all. But now, have we ever been that person? Cops, really? Lucky man, oh. That's your biggest beef. Is it because you don't want to get stopped, or you actually have another issue? Let me know what you mean by that. Tailgaters, following too close, absolutely. People not using their blinkers, not using their full headlights, because they give me tickets. Okay, well, what did you do to deserve that ticket? Because I'm sure the tickets were deserved, right? So, man, let me know what you're going on. You got a lead foot. So, okay, so it's the speeders. Let me tell you right now, speeders, I can't keep up with all the things. Distracted driving, driving close to cyclers. We're going to get more warm weather now, and we're going to see more pedestrians, more cyclists, more vulnerable road users, and that includes motorcyclists and everybody else, texters and blinkers, and God bless you too. Crossing the double line in the HOV lane, yeah, that is illegal. You can only cross in those hash marks, and there needs to be two people in the vehicle at least, and it can't be those blow-up inflatables, because that doesn't count. People throw a tantrum when you go in their lane. You know, we could all show a little bit of courtesy, but who was the guy who was talking about getting the tickets because he's got a lead foot? Let me tell you that already this year, 41% increase. 17 people have died already in collisions that resulted. 17 collisions resulted in fatalities, and that is up 40% from 12 last year. Non-defensive driving, bumper lights. You don't like the fog lights? Save bikers, wake up and get off the phone. Absolutely. If you're a biker, Sean, it's pretty scary when there's cars zipping by you within just inches of you. I'm going to try to keep up with comments, but it's hard, man. I really appreciate you guys giving me a little bit of patience. Truckers doing 110 plus, well, they should be doing 105 because they are supposed to be governed, and that is a fine for that. Don't get me started on the whether that's right or wrong, but that is the law, and that's what we do, is enforce that. So if you think there's a problem with the law, you need to take that up with your member of provincial parliament or MP, member of parliament, if you have an issue with that. Living in Niagara, American drivers in the #1 lane, not moving over, having no concept of speed in kilometers. Well, I don't know. Lane discipline is a huge issue, and I don't know if it's as big an issue in the U.S. as it is in Canada, but I see it all the time wherever I am. Not moving over construction zones. And remember, slow down and move over also applies to all emergency vehicles and tow trucks where their amber lights are flashing. So if you see a stopped vehicle, you are required by law to at the very least slow down, and then in addition to that, move into an adjacent lane if there's one available, to give those emergency workers, responders, space to do their job, so they don't need to be constantly looking over their shoulders to see the headlights that are going to come and take them out and make them never make it home. What's the difference between American cops and Canada cops? We all are doing the same thing for public safety, I hope. And when it's safe to street race. When is it safe to street race? When you're not on the street. That's pretty simple, right? There are places where you can do that, and if I'm lucky enough, I'm going to work to try to put together a few events where you can actually come out and have some fun and put your vehicle to the limit and see if we can have some excitement without breaking the law. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be lots of excitement on that. Hey, thanks for following along. I'm on Periscope, Twitter, and Facebook live here right now as well, and I'm going to try to respond to people as much as I can. Can't stick around too long. Dumb people. There's no dumb people out there. People breaking the law for no reason, already going under the speed limit. So what do you guys think about slowpokes? So someone doing 100 or less on the highway, which is 62 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. Should they be getting off the highway, or that is the law? So the speed limit is there. If someone's going below the speed limit, at what point are they creating a hazard for everybody else who wants to get to work, and they're always trying to make up precious minutes because they had to slow down because someone slowed them down 5 kilometers per hour for a few hundred meters, and now they're going to start pushing the limit. So, or the needs to move to the right, causing chaos. Sorry, I'm slow is just as bad. You know what? The speed differential. It's when everyone's going to one speed. That's hopefully consistent, and you can share the road together. But when you have excessively fast or excessively slow drivers, where you have that speed differential, that makes things difficult for drivers to, first of all, react and recognize that there's a hazard up ahead or a hazard coming from behind, and they're moving into a lane that they don't expect someone to be coming in very quickly. Yes, I am wearing body armor right now, and slowpokes can be ticketed. Slow down, keep to the right. The left lane is for passing and passing only. The right lane is the travel lane, the middle lane is a passing lane, and the far left lane is still a passing lane. We need to have people moving to the right. If there's a car behind you, you're going too slow, and I don't care how fast you're going. That's not your role to determine what is an appropriate rate of speed. If there's someone behind you that wants to get by you, you are required by law to move to the right. Let them go by, and you'll make the world a much happier place, and it doesn't affect you in the least. So, thank you very much, and I'm sure. How many of you right now that are following, I don't know if this is possible or not, but how many of you would say that you are an average or an above average driver? Say yes, yes, yes if you think you are an average or an above average driver. And I want to see if anyone actually says yes. Yeah, we've got some yeses. That's pretty simple to do. But thank you very much. Yeah, we'll get all these yeses absolutely above. We're all the greatest drivers in the world. But I want to know, of the 100, almost 200 people that are watching here, and another 100 or so on Periscope, how many of you would actually have the courage to say that, you know what, I struggle at driving, I'm not confident while I'm driving, or I'm not confident in heavy traffic or fast traffic? How many of you would say that I am a below average or under the median of quality drivers out there? Who thinks you are less than the driver? I'm not going to look at your handles there, but say me. Nope, nope, nope. Everyone says no. Say me if you think you actually are a below average driver. Anybody want to say me? My mom. So anyways, do you know what the fact is? Most people will not identify that because we have this optimistic bias to ourselves that we always think we are average or above average, or we're always a little bit better than the person in front of us. Isn't it funny how the bad drivers are always that one car in front of us? It always happens like that. But how many times has there been a car behind you and they're probably thinking the same thing about you because you have no idea what you're doing? That time when you sat at that red light and it turned green and you still had your head buried in your lap because you figured you'd just check out that cell phone, that quick text message, and then you become that idiot driver that everyone loves to hate or honk at. Cars that cut off big rays. Do you know what? We're going to be doing a campaign starting this weekend, and actually next week, I guess, officially, on distracted driving. And we will be using all sorts of vehicles for that kind of patrols. I don't know if you remember last year, but we were doing patrols for distracted drivers in big rigs, big trucks, and all sorts of different kinds of vehicles, and that may be coming again. So stay tuned, stay ready, keep your eyes open. We're going to be talking about that. Heavy Rescue 401, the last season, or the last episode of season 2 is airing tonight, and you might actually see me on there. So yeah, you know what? Tune in, watch. If you're listening right now, Heavy Rescue 401, use that hashtag Heavy Rescue 401. Tonight at 10 o'clock on Discovery Channel is the season finale for season 2. So it'd be great if you could join us. I'll be doing some tweeting on that as well, and but we'll talk about that a little later on. But right now, distracted driving is a concern for us. But I can tell you a little bit of good news in the whole story of what we're dealing with right now. We actually have seen a moderate decrease in the number of deaths that we've identified as contributing factors because of inattention or distraction. So inattention can be holding your cell phone and not paying attention, or it can be all sorts of other activities inside your vehicle as well. Slow drivers in the middle lane drive me nuts. Exactly. Heavy Rescue 401 hashtag. Thank you very much. When does the new fine structure for distracted driving come into effect? They are working on that. It has not gone through. We have not given the All Chiefs bulletin to start addressing that. There still needs to be some royal assents, I believe, and it is coming through, although I do know there's an election coming as well. So I don't know where that's coming, but they have not implemented those changes just yet. Unfortunately, well, I just don't know. I don't know where it's at, but it hasn't come yet, and I know there's an election coming, so that could be problematic. What's your take on motorcycles doing stunt on private property? Well, it's dangerous and could be trespassing. Highway Traffic Act does not apply to private property, so if you have a car or a motorcycle burning donuts on your parking lot, we're not going to get you for stunt driving on that, but we could get you for dangerous driving or mischief or trespassing if that is what is in fact happening. But call the police if there's an issue with what's going on. And thank you so much for joining me. This is great. I'm glad to see people interested in this conversation. And as soon as next week is done, March break, we're going to continue moving on from our distracted driving campaign to another campaign talking about seatbelts. Seatbelt fatalities, I can tell you, are disappointing. We're at 100% increase right now. We've had 6 people die already in the first what are we, 8 weeks or whatever we are in 2018 because of people not wearing their seatbelts. That the fact that they were not wearing their seatbelt was a major contributing factor in their fatality, in their death, and that is very preventable. Last year at this time we had 3. We've already had 6, and it's barely the 1st of March. So put on your seatbelt. I know there's all sorts of campaigns out there, click it or ticket, and seatbelt save lives, and all those messages. And it should be pretty much automatic for people just to get rid of that annoying buzzer or reminder in your vehicle. But as a passenger or rear occupant, if you're not wearing your seatbelt and you're involved in a wreck, that can be hugely problematic, not only for you, but for everybody else in the vehicle, because you become whatever you are, a 150 or 250 pound bomb bouncing around the vehicle, smashing into everybody else who you're sharing the car with, your loved ones, your family members, and you're going to be the one taking out those people inside that vehicle because you were not buckled in. So yeah, you are the bomb. Yeah, there you go. So put your seatbelts on. It's not worth being. It must not be worn, cut. Sorry, remember seatbelts must not be worn, cut, or must be used functional. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to read that as quickly as I can. If a truck driver is riding your bumper, move to the right lane. Absolutely, because if you're sitting in the middle lane, you're blocking that person from passing. And if you're doing 105 or below, they want to get by. There's no place for them to go. Even if there is an open lane on the left side, they're not permitted by law to move into that far left lane. Trying to read fast. Yeah, that's right. Left lane drivers. Left lane drivers should not be in the left lane unless they're actually passing somebody. So thank you very much, Doug, and try moving to the right lane on Highway 512. Well, there's lots of traffic, and I understand. In some cases, all lanes are going to be jammed. But when there's people behind you, and there's a gap in front of you, and there's a space beside you, you should be moving to that space and allowing other cars to pass you. Just because you are in the left lane, you think you're going to lose your spot, you won't be able to get back in. Just try it. If you actually use your signals and have some courtesy, I think people will share the road very well with others. Are trucks not supposed to be driving in the right lane? Yes, they are. That's where all vehicles should be driving. Drive in the right lane, pass in the left. If there's more than 2 lanes, stay to the right and only pass in the left. And depending on occupancy and capacity, the left lane may fill in. How often does the OPP use the Sprinter van to find people distracted behind the wheel? Well, I drive my Sprinter van every single day, and I see people every single day. So, and we're going to be doing that again throughout this coming week as well. So, yeah. So there we go. Give him a shout out, Danny. Hey, Daniel Silvestri, is that your name? How you doing, buddy? Fist bump. Give me 5. Anyways, Way to go, Danny. Hopefully you're enjoying this. And make sure you watch Heavy Rescue 401 tonight, 10 o'clock, Discovery Channel. And use the hashtag Heavy Rescue 401. I'll put out a few tweets here as well. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for everything. I don't want to just belabor this, and it's almost 8 o'clock, and I got to roll. But no taillights tonight. You know what? It's that time of night right now, and if I was to look outside right now, it wouldn't probably take very long to find some car driving by me with only daytime running lights. We have so much ambient lighting and so much artificial lighting that sometimes people may not recognize that they don't have their full headlighting system on, but you're completely black or dark in the back. And that can be frustrating for motorists that are coming up, especially when there's a little bit of snow falling, a little bit of rain coming down, a little bit of mist coming up from your vehicle. It makes it hard to see, and it is frustrating. Is one beer fine to drive? No, beer can't drive. So the beers belong in the fridge. Don't let them drive. Thank you very much. Have yourself an awesome night. We will be in touch again, and I will post some more stuff later tonight as we're watching Heavy Rescue. Have yourself a wonderful evening. Please drive safe. Put down that cell phone. Put on that seatbelt. Don't let beer out to drive, and slow down. Obey the speed limits. Have yourself an awesome day, and we'll chat soon. Take care, everybody.